Good day, Diamonds, and welcome to Sisterhood 40s, 50s, and 60s. My name is Chantee, and I am your host for this show that is brought to you by Clear Productions TV Radio Network. And as my followers, you already know, my next guest is Sir Charles Cary, man of many different things because we have interviewed him before. He is an author, he is a singer, he's a writer, motivational speaker. He is also a mentor and my friend. But today, we're going to talk about his music because Charles not only has survived cancer not once but twice, came back into the music business, set his own standards, and it's good that the old-fashioned R&B music is back. And we just wanted to talk about that and let you know where you can go and see Sir Charles Cary. So without further ado, here's Sir Charles Cary. Hey, Charles.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. What can I say? I'm grateful. Every opportunity to do what I do is wonderful. So all I can say is I'm looking forward to the next thing. I've been very busy as of late. About a year and a half ago, I moved. So I found even more music connections here on the Eastern Shore. And I'm ready for the next opportunity.
Yes. I mean, I know you've been all over singing your music, and here in the DMV, we just really excited about hearing about your new album. So if you can tell us a little bit about your new endeavor.
Yes, the new album is called Sucker for Love. I'm a true lover of love. I believe we all need love personally, generationally, from a humane perspective. But I think it's just something that I'm dialed into because I grew up listening to ballads and love songs and all
Mm-hmm.
the old school stuff, whether it was jazz, R&B, standards, and it just became a part of who I am. Even gospel, even if you want to, connect all of the dots. But yeah, the new album is called Sucker for Love, and here's a visual. That's the album. So
Okay, everybody. Look at that swag.
I'm grateful. I'm looking forward to doing this. When you go to the studio, you get a chance to record, but I'm going to have a live band performing this music with me. So I'm excited about the opportunity.
So is there anything a little different from this album to your last one?
I think this one is even better. I like the diversity. I did some collaborations. I worked with a few other people. I got a feature with a couple of different engineers and producers. Of course, I've written most of the material, and it just goes better. It goes deeper. I'm able to really come from the heart, and really show and share what we used to listen to and give
Mm-hmm.
people a taste of the R&B and the soul and songs with meaning. Yeah.
I know because people don't even slow dance anymore.
Yeah, I
Remember
know.
that? That was a big thing back then.
I was nervous to do that, but yeah, you're right. I was
We need that
scared.
red light basement music.
I was so scared to death of rejection, but I wanted to get in the mix and but I guess we all have our time.
hmm hmm
So, but
Well, it's like it's good.
yeah. So on this album, I have again, my band is called Soul City Collective, and this is the band.
hmm
They will be performing as their own act, and they will be backing me up because I'm gonna have live music playing the original songs. The last time I did tracks, which was good, but I'm gonna have live singers, guitar, bass, drums, the whole shebang, and
hmm
I'm excited about it. Plus, a good friend of mine is coming in from New York. His name is Carl Smith. He's done a lot of big things. He used to work with New Edition and a lot of other groups. He's going to come down because he's got a new album also. His album is called
Hmm.
Love Light. So we both have an opportunity to debut new music.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. So you have the same kind of vibe going on that you guys have
Exactly.
that we miss desperately. So that's great to do. How many songs are on this album?
On this album, we've got 12 songs. Some of the titles probably give you a good idea of what you can expect. You and Me, We Don't,
Hmm.
Who's Your Lover. There's just such, it's so reminiscent of the old school flavor. I'm excited about it, and already I've been getting a lot of positive feedback. So, hey, what can I say? I'm just excited again for the opportunity of sharing this music.
Right. I mean, if anyone knows the backstory, it was decades ago now, Charles, that we met, and it was music that had brought us together. And then it was just ourselves that it continued to be friends and still do some music things on the side. And few of you have been to the events that we have done. His listening party was the last one, which was very successful. And I know you've been to New York and back, and you're just doing a lot of traveling, and also the motivating speaking. As I said earlier, you have a lot on your plate, but one thing I know about you, Charles, is every category that you're in, you give 100% for everything. Writing books, on and on and on. So there's a lot. I'm thinking with being the writer, because you write your own music, and motivating other people. Does that spill into writing some of your songs that have certain type of meanings or a message you're trying to get across?
Absolutely. I think that music was my first love. However, when I got to this point in life, at this stage, music prepared me for the keynote speaking, the workshop facilitating, all the things I did on the personal and professional development side.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I've come back to music, although I'm still speaking, but now that I've come back to music, it's brought things full circle because both audiences are pretty much the same. The
Mm-hmm.
only difference is one is set up for a message and the other is set up for a melody or for some harmony or musical performance. And um, the writing again comes from the heart, just like with the personal development. It's a philosophy of common sense. It's a philosophy that I've learned from my from pioneers, Les Browns, Willie Jolly, all the big names, but also from my own personal experiences, my own failures, my own successes. And it's the same thing with music, my own relationship experiences, my own life experiences. And I'm able
Mm-hmm.
to write because I've gone through these things. I know what these things feel like. I know what heartache and heartbreak feels like. I know
Right.
what deep seated love feels like. I know what the desire to be able to share your love with someone. I know what that's like. Whether you get it, have it, or had it, I know what that feels like. And I express all of that through the music, So right here you see Carl, Love Light, and you see my album, Sucker for Love. And for those that are interested, they can come using the Eventbrite link. And in fact, I'm going to give everybody a $10 discount, a $10 discount. All they have to do is go to Eventbrite, get registered, and use the word fresh and get the $10 off for the
Okay.
event because this is a live taping. This is like a versus, me versus him, New York versus DC. This is a live performance. This is the debut of two artists with two different albums on one
Mm-hmm.
stage. And it's just something that people are not doing. And what probably will come out of this will be a live studio album of a live
Okay.
performance. That's the goal, with even more original material. So, I'm working on doing things that I was exposed to growing up, things that
Mm-hmm.
you and I like, but we don't get to hear these days. Like everything is about hip hop and a gangster rap and you know, I hate to say it, a dishonorable message about women and
Yeah.
relationships. So I'm trying to change it up, and give people what they really are missing.
And that's my next question because you've been in the game for so long. The contrast between music back then when you started to music now, it's like you're saying, what happened in the interim that now it's all just like profanity. It's all negative. It's not, I got sunshine, on a cloudy day, or talking about my baby. You don't hear
Yeah,
those kind of songs anymore. And they're not putting women, like these songs were about love songs. It was about dating. It was about pursuing and courting. It's not like that anymore. And it's
yeah,
really kind of scary that, they don't even know what chivalry means or what it is to really date someone or to pursue a woman that you're interested in. They don't. Everything's a business transaction. Everything has to be visual. It's just, I don't get it, Charles. And now, like you said, it's in the music. And I'm so glad that you're bringing back, just common sense love songs.
I think that the music that I write and perform, there are for people in our age range. I think that a lot of people in our age range, not only do we miss the music of old, the style of old, and I like Chris Brown, I like Anthony Hamilton, I like Bruno Mars, but there's a lot of other stuff out there that I'm not that crazy about and that I would not buy. For example,
Hmm.
I purchased Bruno Mars. I purchased Anderson Paak's music. I purchased Anthony Hamilton's music. But all their contemporaries, I'm not interested in buying it. So some of us, we like some of the stuff from today, but we really want music that makes us feel like we used to feel when we were in our 20s, 30s, and maybe 40s, and maybe even 50s, because we're still alive. We still have thoughts and feelings and desires, and we have an appreciation for class. Yeah, because when I go out, I throw in the suit, no, not necessarily a tie, but excuse me, but I throw in the suit. I want to dress the part, look the part, and I'm going to work the room. I'm not going to just stand there necessarily, but I want to work the room. I want the audience to be a part of the show.
So, was there when you first fell in love with music, not just, as a teenager or whoever, dancing, that's my favorite song. What artist really excuse me, to really seriously, follow the path of music?
I have a few that really got me interested, and not only interested, but I also learned from them. And I keep referencing speaking because it was the same way. There were certain people that inspired me. And I guess I would say I not necessarily wanted to emulate their style, but I was watching them so I can learn how the
Hmm.
thing was done. And it's the same with music. With music, believe it or not, I listened to the Rat Pack. I liked when I saw Sammy Davis Jr. sliding across the stage, dancing or singing, uh, Lou Rawls, Nat King Cole. And then when I, really started coming in my own and started writing poetry, I learned and realized, hey, a poem could be a song. And then I started gravitating to Earth, Wind, and Fire. I started gravitating to, the Jacksons and Cool and the Gang, and Ohio Players,
Excuse me.
Peebo Bryson, who we just lost not too long ago, Jeffrey Osborne, and I realized, wow, if I could sing their songs and I can write my own words and melodies, I can do what they're doing. And that got me excited. And then lo and behold, I got my first band. I was about maybe 19 or 20. I was a lead singer for this band. And, I was already singing in church, even though I don't think that gospel was my personal forte. I like gospel music, but I don't think that's where I really excelled. I excelled with pop, R&B, and contemporary jazz. That was my thing. And, I started making the rounds, and I even started answering the classifieds, going and auditioning and, doing all these things. And before you knew it, I was hooked.
If you could play or record with any artist living or passed away, who would that be?
Wow. Honestly, it would probably be a couple of people. It would probably be my boy Michael Jackson. It would probably be Earth, Wind, and Fire. First and foremost, them. There are a couple others, but I'm kind of torn. The Whispers are my favorite group. I would just put them three: the Whispers, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and maybe Michael or Jermaine. If I could do something, a fusion of some sort, because I really wouldn't want to sound like the Jacksons, but I can appreciate the performance of the Jacksons. The Whispers, I would love maybe layering lyrics and harmonies. Earth, Wind, and Fire, it would be all about the funk and a nice groove, a song like that. So that would be like my ideal, right off the top of my head, my ideal artist that I was inspired by to perform with, if I could.
Who would you go and pay money to go see out of the artists that are out right now?
Wow. Again, Michael Jackson, Bruno Mars, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I seen Kool and the Gang. They're not the same since JT Taylor's left. So, but yeah, Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Kool and the Gang. Bruno Mars, yeah, Bruno's got a dynamite show. Yeah, awesome show.
Okay. Well, back to your new album. Are there any like fast kind of music, dancing type of songs on there? Or is this all about love since it is a sucker for love?
Well, this a mid-tempo.
Oh, a mix. Okay.
In fact, I think I have something I can let you hear. Let me see if I can play this. It's a little quick snippet. Let's see.
Yeah.
One
I
stage.
do like Sucker for Love.
CTS Productions and
go.
Truality Enterprises present Fresh Release, Best Release, starring Carl T. Smith, the Smooth One, and Sir Charles Cary. The Love Light album and the Sucker for Love album keeps R&B, jazz, and funk alive, just the way you like it. Also featuring the hottest band in the land,
I tell you, Charles, you
Soul
can wear a
City
suit. I
Collective.
always told my mother that
Join
you
us for
can
this
wear
live
a
taping,
suit.
live performance at Stiletto's Dinner Theater, 7909 Central
I'm
Avenue,
looking
Capitol
forward to
Heights,
the
Maryland.
show.
For inquiries, go to Eventbrite or dial 301-254-2275. No cash at the door. Be part of the energy.
So we're going to put that in all your contact information and where they can purchase your music and along with your books as well. All of the items that you have for all the different facets I said in your life that you do put 100% in every single one of them. And I just remember, like I said before, you were like our Brian McKnight in our show. You walked into that suit, and my mother was like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. We're gonna find out."
I tell you, I get that from my father. Even my
Good
father
question.
and my stepfather love to dress, but my dad, I think I got it honest. He's old school. He's passed in 1968, but he came from that generation where men, they dress all the time, and not bragging or anything, but when I started earning my own money and I learned about tailor suits, my suits are tailored. I try to look good because that's my uniform, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And when I speak or sing, I have to do my best and look my best for my audience. I want them to see that they're getting a quality performance and that the artist that comes and spend their time and their money on is giving them the best that they can get. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's part of my, I think, part of my responsibility. And we even have new merch. We had some t-shirts and cups and stuff made last time, but we have some new merch that we're going to share. We got these nice
I
shirts
love the t-shirt.
with myself and Soul City.
Okay. Who designed that?
Yours truly.
Nice job.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
my
we try
favorite color, black.
yeah, we're trying to, switch it up and stay current, stay modern, keeping people again excited about what they're getting. And I
Will
guess the
you
big
have these items for sale at your show?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they can buy them there as well.
We'll have some of the old stuff as well as some of the new stuff, so that people can choose what they like. And like I say, the performance is the big thing, But I'm hoping that we're not going to perform the entire album, but we're going to give you the hottest songs, the most likable songs from the album. And we have some hard copies too, so people can pick up the hard copies. People want to sometimes have something in their hands. Even though we're in a world of downloads and streaming, they can do that. But we also want to provide physical CDs for those who want a physical copy so that they can put it in their vehicle or play it at home. So, yeah, we want to serve them as best as possible.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Charles, I mean, what else are you going to be doing after this show? Are you going to be performing more around the DMV or you be traveling up north as well?
Well, I look forward to traveling around the country, probably more on the Eastern Seaboard. I've been fortunate enough that the band that I have, Soul City Collective, these guys are good. And, I'm just trying to stay busy with them in particular because they don't miss a beat. They don't mess around. We've done weddings. We've played at fundraisers. We've done clubs like Mix and Mingle in Clinton, Maryland. In fact, we're going to be probably going back to Clinton for another engagement there sometime this year. We're looking at other venues. We're looking at casinos. We're looking to get Soul City Collective as much exposure and opportunity as possible. In addition, I recently met some other musicians on the Eastern Shore, Gil Cephas and The Evolution. I may be doing some things with them, but these guys here are my priority.
Okay. Guys gonna be busy. That's
Yeah,
good though. That's
yeah,
very good.
it's a
It's
good
just so
problem to have.
nice to see from the beginning. I know you were doing music way before you had met me, but to see the whole journey, is really, really nice. Since, I'm a big fan of music, I was more on, the business side, I'm not the artistic side. But people just don't realize what it really takes to put even one song together. It's a
Yeah.
lot. And it takes many people. And I was like, Lord, the first time I was in the studio, Charles, I'm like, if I hear that verse one more time, I'm gonna scream. But they got to keep repeating and fixing and editing, and it's a lot of work. And that's just one song. So imagine doing a whole album. It's a lot.
And that's the thing when it comes to creating music. I know for me, I've got. Let's see. I have. Well, here's one. This is a hard drive, right? And they come in different shapes and stuff. But I've got over 20 of these with maybe 2 gigs on some, 4 gig. 2 terabytes on some, 4 terabytes on another. And what that means is that it holds a lot of space. And many of these external hard drives are filled with music, with drafts, with completed songs, with different versions of songs. And
Mm,
in a sense, that's the easy part. The hard part is getting your stuff out there, getting heard, allowing people to know how good you are at delivering the goods, making the song recognizable, making it
Hmm.
um, feasible to the ear for people to want to even like your stuff. And I've been very fortunate that I've written some pretty
Right.
good songs. So yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
So let's reiterate again. But Diamonds, we will have the flyer and all the information for Charles's products, also for his music and where he's going to be singing and where you can go to get your tickets because everyone's been waiting for this old school R&B business. So we can't wait and we want you to be able to get a good seat. So this
Mhm.
is a way that you can make sure that you can get in and you're not one of those people I've seen standing in line trying to get in because Lord knows I remember Charles at our event. It was sold out, standing room only, and it was
Yeah.
pouring down, raining outside.
Yeah, and I'm to think that people are willing to wait to stay, wait and to stay so they can get in. And that's the thing about this show. It's going to be a live taping, and you want to be able to say, "I was there." I saw it when it first happened. And that's why we're excited about it. Here's the link for Eventbrite. You can go directly there and get your ticket. And don't forget, use the code FRESH, FRESH, and you'll get a $10 discount. Now, I can say this, remember this link through the week. Sometimes I do trivia questions. And if you get the trivia question right, you
Mhm.
may be able to get in at no cost, but you got to get the answer right. And I'll inbox you the details on how that works. All you need is to get the right answer on Facebook or Instagram, get the answer to the trivia question, and you may be able to save yourself some money, even more money, put it like that. And I always say the most
Okay.
important thing is you got to be part of the energy.
Hmm.
Be part of the
Yeah.
energy.
That
Yeah.
it was just the vibes were just there, and the energy, people were excited. And the best thing was people were singing original music, their own music, no coverage. Everybody had maybe one or two, but it
Yeah.
was mainly their own music, which I was very, very proud of. And it said, oh my God, there's so much talent here.
Yep.
But things are a lot different now. People push a button instead of sitting down with pen and paper. So
Yep.
it is different, but music is music. It heals us. It makes us cry. It brings back memories. It's nostalgia. So it's a very powerful weapon. And I'm just
Absolutely.
a little disappointed that the music has took the turn that it has. And like you said earlier, mostly 99.9% about women and it's something derogatory. So
Yeah.
that's okay because there's still people like you out there, and I'm glad we have you locally so we can remember what real music and to really feel the emotions of it is
Yeah.
all about. That's what it is. So your energy is exactly important. Definitely important. Because you can walk in a show in a bad mood, or even, not a couple, but you bought the ticket, so you go anyway, and you walk out hand in hand. It makes you remember why you fell in love in the first place. And
Yeah.
that's what I think your type of music it does, because you celebrate love, you celebrate women, and that's the best thing that we want to hear are things like that.
Look, I'm a lover of love, and I probably always will be for the rest of my life. What can I say? That's something that's just always been an organic part of who I am. And I feel my complete authentic self when I'm able to express myself in that manner. Yep.
Well, Charles, it's always a pleasure to speak with you. And I just really wanted to nail down on the music. I could do a whole couple of months shows on just you alone. I really could.
I
And I
appreciate
just want to thank you for you always being there and helping me and getting more technically savvy. And you're just always there for me. And I do want to appreciate how much it does mean to me and losing Cortez, my producer that I had for the show,
Yeah.
who got ALS out of nowhere, and it was just a lot. My whole life changed, and then working in the doctor's office and having the cancer patients, and you sang at the fundraiser that we had, and we just connected back again. And so that's why I'm really excited about hearing this new album, because the one we did for the listening party last year, it was really, really nice. And people talked about, I've never been to anything like that before. That was really nice. And you were talking about what each song meant and why you wrote what you wrote. Oh, on those surveys I did, Charles, they absolutely loved it.
Oh, that's
Absolutely
fantastic.
loved it. So now I'm looking forward to, we're going to be getting down with the whole band and everything, and it'll be a different experience. So again, we'll make sure that all the information is listed so people
Yes.
can do what they need to do and see it at the show. And was there anything else you wanted to say in closing?
Well, just go to the website so that you can get and stay in contact with me. You can go to Sir Charles Cary music.com and sign up, find out about all the merch we have, upcoming events, past events, some of the other music that we produce. And, again, be part of the energy. I think that's a real important point, to be a part of something that's positive, something that's beneficial. And you just never know what may strike your fancy. And this is something I'll say before we close out. I didn't realize, this to show you how good God is. Every album that I put out, there's been at least one inspirational song on every single album. And that was not by design. And it's like, when I looked at it, I think it was about a year ago, I was like, wow, I didn't realize I was doing this. But they were all done organically, authentically, like an automatic download. And I'm just grateful that I can also show love from a spiritual perspective as well, because God has been good to me and he's blessed my life. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, Charles, how's your health doing? How's the family and everyone?
Everybody's good. I'm grateful. Always grateful.
That's great. That's great. Well, anything else you want to say before we go to the audience?
No, I can let you guys hear
okay.
another sample of the clip if you like, but other than that, we're all good.
And please stay tuned, Diamonds, because maybe Charles will be nice enough to let us have some snippets be shown from his show online, but you have to be there.
Gotta be
Remember,
there.
we said be there, be square, be there. You have to be there and experience the vibe and the atmosphere, because you give that off in a room. You do. You put it down to like a nice, cool mood lounge type of atmosphere, So I want people to come out and experience it. So once again, we'll have the information. Charles, thank you for coming on, and just let me know how everything's going. If there's anything I can do for you, and I will see you in 2 weeks for the show.
And thanks to you.
For the
Thanks
show. If you want me to come out for rehearsals or last minute rehearsals, anything like that, like we did at the last show, I'm more than happy to do that for you.
Got you.
So you just let me know.
You bet. Thanks again.
Okay.
Look forward to talking to everyone soon.
Well, you have a great night,
When it comes
Charles,
to good
and I'll see
music,
you
what
real
happens
soon.
when New York City and the DMV
Okay, honey.
come
Thank
together?
you.
2 artists,
Bye-bye.
2 albums, 1
Let's
stage.
watch these snippets as we go
CTS
out.
Productions and Truality Enterprises present Fresh Release, Best Release, starring Carl T. Smith, the Smooth One, and Sir Charles Cary. The Love Light album and the Sucker for Love album.
Come on, ladies.
R&B,
Come on.
jazz,
Come
and
on, that's
funk
what you're gonna
alive,
see.
just the way you like it. Also featuring the hottest band in the land, Soul City Collective.
Look at
Join
that.
us for this
I
live
love
taping,
live music.
performance
Just gotta
at
love it.
Stiletto's Dinner
Just
Theater,
love it.
7909
All
Central
right,
Avenue,
Mr.
Capitol
Sir
Heights,
Charles
Maryland.
Cary.
For inquiries, go to Eventbrite or dial
I have to put this up on my page as well.
301-254-2275.
And lock in that date,
No cash
everybody.
at the door.
And I hope to
Be
see all
part
my
of the
diamonds
energy.
there.